this video is about. The single mom got lost at the hotel lobby, and a rich stranger offered to carry her bag. If this story touches your heart, please mention where you are watching from in the comments. Please like the video and share your thoughts in comments. The glass doors of the Grand Monarch Hotel opened with a soft whoosh, revealing a world of polished marble, golden accents, and an air of opulence that felt almost suffocating. For Mia Henderson, the moment she stepped inside with her daughter Lily, the grandiosity was dizzying. The lobby, adorned with towering arrangements of fresh lilies and orchids, echoed with the hushed voices of guests checking in, the clinking of glasses from the adjacent bar, and the faint notes of a grand piano cascading from somewhere in the distance. "Mom, look at that big fish," Lily exclaimed, pointing to an extravagant aquarium that spanned an entire wall. Inside, colorful fish darted through the water like living jewels, and for a moment, Mia felt a flicker of joy at her daughter's excitement. "Wow, it's beautiful." Mia managed a smile, though her heart was heavy with the weight of the weekend ahead. They were here for a family wedding, a distant cousin's celebration in a city that felt foreign to her. She had traveled across states to bring Lily here, juggling a suitcase and a diaper bag that felt heavier with each passing moment. Her ex had promised to help her with the travel arrangements, but eventually canceled at the last minute, leaving Mia to navigate the chaos alone. "Can we go see it up close?" Lily tugged at her hand, her small fingers wrapped around Mia's, pulling her toward the massive tank. "Just for a minute, sweetie. We need to check in first." Mia glanced at the reception desk, where a line of well-dressed guests waited impatiently. She sighed, glancing down at her phone to check the time. They were already late, and the last thing she wanted was to walk into the wedding reception with everyone staring. "Okay," Lily chirped, her face lighting up as they approached the aquarium. Just as they reached the edge of the tank, Mia felt a sharp tug on her shoulder, a reminder of the suitcase precariously balanced on the other side. She turned to readjust her grip when she noticed a tall figure standing nearby. He was dressed sharply in a tailored suit, with dark hair that fell just above his brows and striking blue eyes that seemed to capture the light around him. A half-smile danced on his lips, and for a heartbeat, it felt like time froze, the noise of the hotel fading into a distant hum. "Need a hand with that?" His voice was smooth, composed, and somehow comforting amidst the chaos of the lobby. He gestured to her bulging suitcase, which had slipped from her grasp. "Oh, Mia stammered, torn between pride and the undeniable exhaustion that weighed her down. She had always prided herself on being independent, but at this moment, the thought of lugging the suitcase through the hotel was daunting. Lily, ever perceptive, looked up at the stranger with wide eyes. "Are you a superhero?" she asked earnestly, her innocence cutting through Mia's hesitation. The man chuckled, a rich, warm sound that made Mia's chest tighten. "I might not have a cape, but I can carry your bag for you," he replied, kneeling to Lily's level, his demeanor instantly disarming. Mia felt her cheeks flush. "That's really kind of you, but I can manage," she insisted, even as her body protested with fatigue. "Please let me help. It's the least I can do for a superhero's sidekick," he shot back, glancing between Mia and Lily, his smile unwavering. In that moment, Mia's defenses began to crack. There was something about him, his confidence, the ease with which he interacted with Lily, that made her feel at ease. Maybe it was the desperation of the day, or perhaps it was the undeniable spark of connection. "Okay, if you insist," she relented, offering a reluctant smile. "Great, I'm James, by the way." He stood, effortlessly hoisting the suitcase with one hand. His grip was surprisingly gentle as he adjusted the weight, showcasing both strength and a consideration for her belongings. "Mia, and this is my daughter Lily," she introduced, her voice softer now, like the uncertainty that usually accompanied her interactions with strangers. "Nice to meet you both," he replied, his eyes sparkling with genuine interest. "Are you here for the wedding?" "Yeah, a family wedding," Mia said, feeling the familiar tug of anxiety at the thought of mingling with relatives she hadn't seen in years. "You. Business trip, but I'm sticking around for some leisure time," he said, his tone casual, though there was an intensity in his gaze that had her feeling suddenly self-conscious. "I've been coming to this hotel for years. It's one of my favorites. You'll love it here." "Really? What do you recommend?" she asked, hoping to keep the conversation going while they walked to the check-in desk, the suitcase trailing behind James effortlessly. "Honestly, the spa is incredible. I had a massage there last year that nearly put me to sleep. Oh, and the rooftop bar has the best views of the city. You should definitely check it out after the wedding," he replied, a glint of mischief in his eyes. Mia chuckled lightly, imagining herself in a serene spa, a far-off luxury now that seemed almost laughable. "I'll keep that in mind. If I get a moment to breathe, that is." As they reached the reception desk, Mia felt anxiety creep back into her bones. The line was still long, and she could feel the impatience bubbling up inside her. How would they fit in with the family dynamics? Would they be judged for being late? "Is this your first family wedding?" James asked, leaning casually against the counter as they waited. Mia hesitated, her mind racing through the memories of past gatherings, the laughter, the joy, but also the awkwardness of being a single mom surrounded by couples. "Sort of," she finally replied, trying to keep her voice steady. "It's the first one since my marriage ended." The air between them shifted subtly, a weight settling around her words. James's expression softened, and he nodded, as if he understood more than she had revealed. "That must be tough," he said quietly. "It has its challenges," she admitted, grateful for his sensitivity. "But I'm trying to make it fun for Lily. She deserves to have a good time." "You're doing a great job," he reassured her, his gaze steady and supportive. "Anyone can see it just by the way she looks at you." Mia felt her heart flutter at the compliment, warmth flooding her cheeks again. "Thank you," she said, feeling a strange sense of connection with this man, a stranger who had so effortlessly stepped into her chaotic day. Just then, the receptionist finally acknowledged them, and Mia turned her attention to the task of checking in. The interaction was brief, but it gave her a chance to mentally regroup, gathering her thoughts for the evening ahead. They made their way toward the elevators, James still carrying her suitcase like it was nothing. As they approached the doors, Lily tugged on Mia's shirt, her voice low and conspiratorial. "Mom, is he our new friend?" Mia chuckled, a mix of embarrassment and amusement flooding her. "I don't know, honey, we just met him." James glanced down at Lily, eyes twinkling. "I'd like to be your friend," he said, his voice warm and inviting. "And I promise to be a great one. I can even teach you how to catch those big fish in the aquarium." Lily giggled, her earlier shyness dissolving. "Really? Can we, Mom?" Mia felt an unexpected swell of gratitude toward James, battling the fear of vulnerability that always clung to her like an unwanted shadow. "We'll see," she said gently, her heart whispering that maybe, just maybe, it was okay to let someone in, even if just for a moment. As the elevator doors slid open, Mia stepped inside, followed by James and Lily. The atmosphere shifted, charged with an unspoken energy. It was the kind of moment that felt both ordinary and extraordinary, a chance encounter that held the weight of something more. "Where to?" James asked, glancing at Mia, his expression earnest. The 4th floor," she replied, her heart racing at the thought of being alone with him, even if just for a few seconds. As the elevator glided upward, the silence was filled with a tension that was both thrilling and unsettling. Mia stole a glance at James, who was watching her intently, a mixture of curiosity and something deeper flaring in his eyes. "Thanks for helping us today," she said softly, breaking the silence, desperate to diffuse the intensity that hung in the air. "Any time, Mia," he replied, his voice almost a murmur. "I've always believed in the power of kindness, especially when people need it the most, and it seems you and Lily could use a bit of it." Mia felt a warmth blossom in her chest, a flicker of hope battling against her fears. Perhaps, in the tapestry of life's unpredictable moments, she had stumbled upon something unexpected. As the elevator reached the 4th floor, the doors slid open, and reality rushed back in. Wedding jitters, family dynamics, and the looming uncertainty of her own. Mia stepped into the corridor, the plush carpet absorbing the sound of her footsteps as she led the way to their room. Behind her, James trailed with a casual ease, the suitcase almost weightless in his grasp. A sense of normalcy returned as Lily scampered ahead, her small feet quickening with excitement. The hall was adorned with soft golden hues and delicate picture frames, showcasing images of the hotel's history, a visual testament to time and elegance that felt worlds away from Mia's fragmented life. "Wow, Mom, look at that painting," Lily exclaimed, pointing at a vibrant abstract piece hanging on the wall. She stopped to stare, her eyes wide with wonder. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" Mia replied, kneeling beside her daughter. "Art is like magic, it makes you feel things." She glanced up at James, who had paused to observe them, a soft smile gracing his features as he leaned casually against the wall. His presence felt comforting, and a part of Mia found herself reluctant to let it go. "Magic indeed," James echoed, his voice warm as he moved closer. "Everything here has a story, kind of like people. You just have to look a little deeper." "Can we tell stories too?" Lily asked, her curiosity palpable as she tugged on Mia's hand, drawing her back into the moment. "Absolutely, Lily. But right now, we need to get settled in," Mia said, her heart fluttering at the idea of storytelling. Maybe some of the magic was in creating their own tales, even amidst the chaos of family reunions. With a reluctant sigh, Mia turned the key in the door, pushing it open to reveal a room that was as luxurious as the lobby. A king-sized bed draped in fine linens, huge windows that showcased a view of the city skyline, and a sitting area that hinted at evening conversations yet to unfold. The sight was almost overwhelming, a stark contrast to the modest home she had built for herself and Lily. "Mom, look!" Lily dashed toward the window, peering out as if the city below held secrets waiting to be uncovered. "It's so big." "It is, isn't it?" Mia joined her, resting her chin on her daughter's shoulder. "This city is alive with stories." She felt James step beside her, his presence radiating a warmth that made the room feel less daunting. "Just like us," he said, his gaze shifting between mother and daughter. "What's your story, Mia?" She turned to him, momentarily caught off guard by the weight of his question. It felt too soon to dive into personal histories, yet his presence seemed to demand honesty. "It's complicated," she replied, her voice tinged with reluctance. "I'm a single mom just trying to make things work for my daughter. My ex, well, let's just say he's not really in the picture anymore." "Sorry to hear that," he replied, his tone sincere. "That must be tough." "It is, but we've found our rhythm," she said, a hint of pride creeping into her voice. "I'm trying to show Lily the world, even if it's a little chaotic sometimes." "Chaos can lead to the best adventures," James replied thoughtfully, a glimmer of understanding in his eyes. "I admire that. Raising a child alone is no small feat." Mia felt a pang of gratitude for his kindness, a warmth blossoming in the space between them. "Thank you," she said softly. "It's nice to hear that from someone." "Any time." He leaned casually against the wall, crossing his arms as he gazed out the window beside Lily. And you know, it's not just about showing her the world. It's also about creating memories together. Like this weekend, you're giving her a chance to experience family and celebrations. Lily turned back to them, her face lit with enthusiasm. Can we have a big adventure tomorrow, with balloons and ice cream? Of course, Mia said, laughter bubbling up inside her. We can do anything you want as long as we don't get lost. Or chased by big fish. Lily added, her eyes shining with mischief. James chuckled, and the sound seemed to wrap around Mia like a cozy blanket. I could help with the fish if you need a superhero in the aquarium. Deal, Lily exclaimed as she jumped in place, her excitement infectious. Mia couldn't help but smile, captivated by the easy rapport developing between her daughter and this stranger. You sure know how to connect with kids, she said, her tone teasing yet genuine. James grinned, a hint of playful confidence surfacing. It's a talent of mine. You learn a few tricks when you're the oldest cousin and the unofficial babysitter at every family event. Must be a lot of fun, Mia replied, her heart warming at the thought of family gatherings filled with joy. Or chaotic. Definitely chaotic, but worth it. He paused, his gaze steady on her. You have a beautiful family, Mia, and I can see how much Lily adores you. Mia felt her heart swell at the compliment, heat rushing to her cheeks. Thank you. I just want her to feel loved and supported. That's my priority. And you're doing a wonderful job, he said, sincerity lacing his words. If she's any reflection of you, then you're doing more than just okay. The sweetness lingered in the air, a moment suspended in time that felt almost intimate. Mia shifted her gaze to the window, trying to mask the fluttering nerves within her. Conversations about love and family were always laced with vulnerability. Well, I try, she replied, her voice steady despite the storm of emotions brewing inside. Just remember, it's okay to accept help too. You don't have to do it all alone, he said, his tone reassuring. A weight shifted in her chest, a reminder of the loneliness she often felt, even in a room full of people. I know, she murmured, meeting his gaze again, but it's hard to let go of that independence sometimes. Maybe try to think of it as strength instead, he suggested, his expression earnest. Being strong doesn't mean you have to handle everything by yourself. It takes strength to accept support and build connections. There was something profound in his words, a quiet wisdom that resonated deeply with Mia. You're right, she conceded, allowing the thought to settle. I guess I've always thought of accepting help as a weakness. It's quite the opposite, James said, his voice firm yet gentle. Letting someone in can lead to unexpected joys. Mia felt a rush of warmth at the implication of his words, but before she could respond, Lily interrupted, her voice a sweet melody of innocence. Can we make a friendship bracelet? I want to give you one, Mr. Superhero. James laughed, the sound brightening the room. I'd be honored, Lily. A superhero needs a friendship bracelet to hold all his powers together after all. Okay, let's find some string. Lily bounced on her heels, her infectious excitement drawing Mia back into the moment. Lily, why don't you put your things away first? I'll help you find supplies after we unpack, Mia suggested, knowing that her daughter's energy could quickly lead to chaos if not focused. Okay, Lily agreed, darting over to her suitcase and rummaging through it. Mia turned back to James, who was watching Lily with a soft smile. Thank you for being so kind to her, she said quietly. It means a lot to me. He shrugged casually, but his eyes sparkled with something deeper. Kids see the world differently. They have an innate ability to bring out the best in us. It was a simple statement, but it struck a chord. Mia felt the weight of her daily struggles roll off her shoulders, if only for a fleeting moment. Is that why you're so good with her? She teased lightly. though her heart raced at the idea of this handsome man sharing his life philosophy with her. "Maybe," he replied, amusement dancing in his eyes. "But I have my own inner child to keep up with, so it works out." Mia laughed, the sound buoyant and free. "I think Lily would appreciate that. Maybe you could join us for the wedding festivities tomorrow." The invitation hung in the air, a tantalizing possibility that momentarily silenced the room around them. James's expression shifted, surprise mingling with intrigue. "I'd love that," he said slowly, as if weighing his words. "But I don't want to intrude on your family time." Mia felt a flutter in her stomach, excitement tempered by the reality of her situation. "You wouldn't be intruding. It's just a gathering of relatives, and I could use a friend amid the chaos." "Friend it is, then," he said, his smile widening, sending a rush of warmth through her again. "I'll bring the charm and plenty of superhero stories." "Sounds perfect," she replied, her heart racing with anticipation for the next day. Just then, Lily finished unpacking and turned to them, her face flushed with the joy of activity. "Are you two talking about ice cream and balloons?" "Absolutely," James said, his eyes sparkling with mischief. "But first, we need to make those friendship bracelets." With the air around them filled with laughter and the promise of fleeting moments, the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting a golden hue across the cityscape visible from their hotel room window. Mia stood beside Lily, observing the vibrant colors transform the sky, as if the day were bidding them farewell with a grand flourish. The moment was serene, a stark contrast to the anxious thoughts swirling inside her head about the wedding, family dynamics, and the unexpected yet pleasant presence of James. "Mom, look, the sky is like a painting," Lily exclaimed, her eyes wide with wonder. She pressed her little hands against the glass, her breath fogging the surface as she leaned in closer. "Can I paint like that one day?" "Absolutely, sweetheart," Mia replied, her voice warm and encouraging. "You can paint anything you want. Just like life, art is all about how you see things." As Mia spoke, she felt a gentle nudge at her side, and she turned to find James leaning against the doorframe, a relaxed smile on his face. "That's a beautiful sentiment," he said, the huskiness of his voice wrapping around her like a favorite blanket. "I'd love to see your art one day, Lily." "Really?" Lily turned to him, her excitement palpable. "You'll come to my art show when I'm famous." James chuckled, leaning down to meet her gaze at eye level, his blue eyes sparkling like the city lights outside. "I wouldn't miss it for the world. But just so we're clear, my favorite color is blue. So if you make a painting with blue, I'll be your biggest fan." "Blue is the best," Lily declared, her enthusiasm a bright contrast to the subtle tension that had been building between Mia and James. Mia watched them, a smile creeping onto her face as she noticed how easily James connected with her daughter. It was a beautiful sight, one that warmed her heart and stirred that familiarity within her, a longing for connection, for companionship, and for a moment's reprieve from her solitude. "All right, superstar," Mia said, nudging Lily gently. "Let's find some string for that bracelet before we get carried away with daydreams. Can you help me look through the bags?" "Okay," Lily exclaimed, spinning on her heel and heading back to her suitcase, her energy boundless. James stepped closer to Mia, his gaze still fixed on the little girl rummaging through her belongings. "You've done a wonderful job with her," he said, his voice low enough that only she could hear. "She's full of life." Mia felt a blush creep to her cheeks, a mixture of pride and vulnerability swirling within her. "Thank you," she replied softly, her heart racing at the compliment. "She's my whole world, you know. I've worked hard to make sure she feels loved." "You're succeeding," he said, finally turning his attention back to her. There was an intensity in his gaze that sent a shiver down her spine, a magnetic pull that was both thrilling and terrifying. "It's not easy," raising a child alone. I admire that." His words hung in the air like a gentle caress, igniting something within her, a flicker of hope, a yearning for connection that she had buried beneath layers of responsibility and heartache. "I appreciate that," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. "Some days it feels overwhelming, like I'm losing myself in all of it." James shifted slightly, the warmth of his presence surrounding her like a comforting embrace. "You're not losing yourself, you're evolving. You're more than just a mom, Mia. You have dreams and passions that deserve to be nurtured too." "A lot of those dreams seem far-fetched these days," she confessed, a hint of sadness threading through her words. "It's hard to remember what I wanted before all of this." "Maybe you just need a little reminder," he suggested, his eyes searching hers, an invitation to honesty lingering in the air. "Sometimes the right person can help you see past the chaos." Mia swallowed hard, the weight of his gaze sending a thrill of excitement through her. It felt like they were standing on the precipice of something new, something beautiful, yet terrifying. "What if I'm too far gone?" she questioned, a raw honesty tumbling from her lips. "Then we'll go on an adventure together," he said simply, his voice steady and reassuring. "I believe in second chances, in new beginnings. Life has a funny way of surprising you when you least expect it." Just then, Lily's voice broke through the moment, bright and cheerful. "I found some string. Can we start now?" Mia turned, grateful for the interruption, her heart racing at the sudden shift from vulnerability to joy. "Great find, Lily. Let's see what colors we have." As they gathered supplies for the friendship bracelets, Mia felt the earlier tension fade, replaced by laughter and the light-hearted energy that Lily brought to every moment. The three of them settled in a cozy corner of the room, crafting and chatting, the atmosphere filled with the kind of warmth that only genuine connection could create. Mia noticed how easily James engaged with Lily, his patience and enthusiasm infectious. He showed her how to weave the string, guiding her small fingers with a gentle touch and a focus that made Mia's heart swell. Each time their eyes met, there was an electricity that coursed through the air, a silent acknowledgement of something more burgeoning beneath the surface. "Look, Mom, I made a pattern," Lily exclaimed, holding up her half-finished bracelet, her face aglow with pride. "That's beautiful, sweetie," Mia praised, her smile genuine and bright. "You're so talented." James leaned in closer, his shoulder brushing against Mia's as he inspected Lily's work. "I think you might have a future as a jewelry designer. What do you think, Mia?" Mia chuckled, a lightness settling over her heart. "If she keeps it up, we might need to start a business." "Can I be the boss?" Lily chimed in, her eyes dancing with ambition. "Absolutely," James replied, his voice rich with encouragement. "But if you're the boss, you have to promise to be nice to your employees." "Deal," Lily laughed, the sound pure and full of life. As they returned to their crafting, Mia couldn't shake the feeling that this moment, this simple, beautiful moment, was a glimpse of something deeper. James's presence felt like a balm to her restless spirit, and as she watched him interact with Lily, she found herself longing for more than just companionship. There was something magnetic about him that pulled at her heartstrings, a connection that felt as though it had existed beyond mere chance. When their bracelets were finally finished, Lily held hers up triumphantly, displaying a colorful masterpiece that gleamed with promise. "Look, Mom, I made one for you too," she said, her voice filled with glee. Mia smiled widely, her heart swelling. "Thank you, sweetheart, I love it." She slipped the bracelet onto her wrist, the simple string feeling like a tangible reflection of their day, a reminder of the magic found in connection. James smiled softly as he watched the two of them, a warmth in his gaze that made Mia feel seen in a way she hadn't experienced in a long time. "You both have a talent for creating beauty," he said, his voice low and sincere. It's inspiring. Thanks, James, Mia replied, her heart fluttering at the unexpected compliment. It's nice to be reminded that there's still beauty in the world. Always, he said, meeting her gaze once again, the weight of the world fading as their eyes locked. Even in chaos, there is beauty waiting to be uncovered. Mia felt a jolt of electricity pass between them, the air thick with unspoken words and possibilities. She could almost imagine what it would be like to lean into that connection, to let herself feel again, truly feel, beyond the confines of her daily responsibilities. But before she could dwell on those thoughts, Lily chirped, pulling her back to reality. Can we go get ice cream now? I want a big one with sprinkles. Mia burst into laughter, her heart full of warmth. All right, ice cream it is, but you have to promise to save some for me. James chuckled, standing up and stretching his arms. I'm ready for an ice cream adventure. Lead the way, future boss. As they made their way out of the hotel room, Mia felt a rush of excitement bubbling inside her. Maybe this weekend would be more than just a family gathering. Maybe it was a chance for new beginnings, for connections that could flourish in unexpected places. As they exited the elevator and stepped into the vibrant hotel lobby, the world outside seemed to shimmer with possibilities, and Mia couldn't help but feel that perhaps, just perhaps, she was ready to embrace them. The hotel lobby buzzed with activity as Mia, Lily, and James stepped into the warmth of the early evening. The glow of ornate chandeliers illuminated the polished marble floors, and the gentle hum of conversations filled the air like a comforting melody. Mia's heart raced as she felt the weight of the day slip away, replaced by the thrill of adventure with her daughter and the unexpected companion at her side. Where should we go first? Lily asked, her little feet bouncing with excitement as she surveyed the bustling surroundings. Let's find the ice cream stand first, James suggested, his voice smooth and inviting. I heard they have a flavor called Chocolate Explosion. Sounds pretty epic, right? Chocolate Explosion, Lily echoed, her eyes wide with wonder. Can I have that one, Mom? Mia laughed, feeling the warmth of their banter wash over her. If it has sprinkles, it's all yours, she replied, her heart swelling with happiness. Moments like these, filled with laughter and simple joys, made the challenges of being a single mom worthwhile. As they navigated through the crowd, James kept pace beside Mia, their shoulders brushing occasionally. Each contact sent a thrill through her, a reminder of the chemistry that had sparked between them since their first encounter. She stole a glance at him, his handsome profile illuminated by the soft glow of the lobby lights, and felt a flutter of hope. Maybe it was possible to embrace the unexpected. Have you been to this hotel before? Mia asked, attempting to keep the conversation flowing as they wove between clusters of guests. Yeah, a few times for work, James replied, his tone light. But I've never explored it this way. It's nice to see it from a different perspective, you know. Definitely, she said, feeling a connection deepen with every shared word. It's easy to get lost in the details when you're on a schedule. I think that's why I'm so determined to make this trip special for Lily. You're doing a great job, he said, his sincerity wrapping around her like a warm embrace. Kids remember these moments, even if they seem small at the time. It's the little things that make the biggest impact. Mia felt a swell of gratitude at his words. Thank you, she replied softly. I just want her to feel happy and loved. It's been a challenge since my marriage ended. James nodded, his expression turning serious for a moment. I can only imagine, he said, his voice low and understanding. But you're a strong woman, Mia. It shows in how you handle everything. The compliment hung in the air, and Mia felt her cheeks warm at the unexpected praise. I try, she replied, her heart racing. But sometimes it's hard to remember that strength is more than just being independent. True, James said thoughtfully. It takes courage to allow others in, to build connections. I admire that you're trying to teach Lily that life is about relationships, about people. They reached the ice cream stand, and Lily's eyes lit up as she spotted the colorful display of flavors. "Look, Mom, they have cotton candy too," she exclaimed, practically bouncing on her toes. "Okay, let's focus on the ice cream," Mia said, grinning at her daughter's enthusiasm. "But remember our deal, sprinkles on top, right?" "Right," Lily agreed, her small hand grasping Mia's tightly as they approached the counter. James stepped in next to them, his presence warm and inviting. "What are you two getting?" he asked, leaning in slightly, a playful glint in his eye. "I'm getting the chocolate explosion," Lily declared proudly, her voice ringing with excitement. "Good choice. And what about you, Mia?" James turned to her, his gaze steady and interested. Mia hesitated, suddenly feeling the weight of his gaze on her. "I think I'll go for a scoop of vanilla with caramel drizzle," she said, opting for simplicity. "Classic choice," he replied, a teasing smile playing on his lips. Can't go wrong with a timeless favorite. The banter flowed easily as they placed their orders, and Mia felt a sense of camaraderie building between them. When they finally received their ice cream, she watched as Lily's face lit up, her small hands cradling the cone like it was the most precious thing in the world. "Mom, look, it's bigger than my head." Lily giggled, and Mia couldn't help but laugh along, feeling lighter than she had in ages. "Just be careful not to drop it," James warned with mock seriousness, leaning closer to Lily. "A superhero must always protect their ice cream." With Lily leading the way, they made their way to a nearby table outside the cafe. The evening air was cool and inviting, and the setting sun painted the sky in hues of pink and orange. It was as if the universe was celebrating this unexpected connection. "Okay, let's dig in," Mia said, settling into her chair while keeping an eye on Lily, who was already eagerly licking her ice cream. James sat across from her, a playful smile on his face as he took a bite of his own cone. "So, what's next on our adventure list?" he asked, glancing between Mia and Lily. Lily thought for a moment, her brow furrowed in concentration. "Can we go to the park? I want to see the playground." "That sounds like a perfect plan," Mia encouraged, feeling a rush of excitement. "After ice cream, we can check out the park nearby." "Yay," Lily cheered, her face lighting up with joy. As they savored their ice cream, the conversation flowed effortlessly. James shared stories about his family, his experiences traveling for work, and the little adventures he had taken along the way. Mia found herself laughing more than she expected, her worries about the wedding and family pressures fading into the background. "I once got lost in a foreign city because I thought I could navigate without a map," James said, his tone light and teasing. "Let's just say I ended up at a very fancy restaurant where they didn't speak a word of English." "Did you at least get to eat something good?" Mia asked, genuinely curious. "Actually, yes. I ended up with the best pasta of my life," he replied, a bright smile lighting up his face. "Sometimes you just have to embrace getting lost." "Maybe that's a good life lesson," Mia mused, her heart warmed by the easy rapport between them. "We often think we need to have everything figured out, but sometimes the best experiences come from not knowing where you're going." "Exactly," James said, a sense of enthusiasm filling his words. "Life is an adventure. It's about the journey, not just the destination." Mia felt a rush of emotion at his words. In that moment, the connection between them felt palpable, an invisible thread weaving through their conversation, binding them together. She realized how refreshing it was to be with someone who understood the value of spontaneity, someone who saw the world with the same sense of wonder that she tried to instill in Lily. As they finished their ice cream, James leaned back in his chair, a thoughtful expression on his face. "You know, I really admire how you're raising Lily. It's not easy being a single mom. It takes a lot of courage. Mia's heart swelled at his compliment, but the vulnerability of his words struck a chord deep within her. Thank you, James. It can be overwhelming sometimes, but I'm just trying to give her the best life I can. You're doing an amazing job, he said earnestly, his gaze unwavering. And it's clear how much she loves you. Lily, sensing the warmth in the conversation, chimed in. Mom is the best. She lets me have ice cream for dinner sometimes. Mia laughed, the sound genuine and full of joy. That's our little secret, right? James chuckled, shaking his head in mock disbelief. Wow, a rebel in the family, I'm impressed. As they wrapped up their ice cream adventure, Mia felt a sense of ease wash over her. The earlier tension that had lingered between her and James had transformed into a comfortable camaraderie, a shared understanding that blossomed amidst the laughter and stories. Ready to hit the park? James asked, glancing at Lily, who was bouncing in her seat with anticipation. Yes, she exclaimed, her excitement bubbling over. Let's go. Mia stood, grabbing her purse and giving James a meaningful look. Thank you for today. It's been really nice to have someone to share this with. Anytime, he replied, his smile warm and genuine. I'm glad to be here. As they made their way towards the park, Mia felt an unspoken connection unfolding between them, a sense of possibility blooming like the flowers in the hotel's lobby. Maybe this weekend, amidst the chaos of family and expectations, she had stumbled upon something beautiful, a chance to embrace life, to let the spark of joy intertwine with the promise of new beginnings. The park came into view, vibrant and alive with laughter and play. Mia watched Lily dash ahead, her carefree spirit a reminder of the beauty in the moment. She felt James move beside her, his presence steady and reassuring. Whatever happens tomorrow at the wedding, remember this day, he said quietly. Embrace it. There's a lot of magic in the unexpected. Mia turned,